Let me
All
move
right,
myself
Rev. Yeah,
here.
come on, hang out over here with
I'm
me.
snuggle up right next to yo.
Well, today's bird of the day is a very special one. It's one that is one that you recommended yourself, Revonance, and
Yeah,
you said like, oh, well, I
yeah.
like that bird. That's a real cutie. That's right. Today's bird is a real cutie.
Oh
Very
yeah.
sweet little bird. Today's bird of the day is the tufted titmouse. Oh, look at that little sweetie.
Oh, look at him.
Wait a second,
Such a cute little cutie.
I think my PowerPoint
This
is a
is a little
little
guy. Which,
missized here.
real quick, the reason why I picked this one is because like recently I've had like a little tufted titmouse that's like just kind of become a part of my household because it'll always perch in my back porch. I
Oh,
named him Andre.
I'm envious. They do technically get up here in Minnesota where I live, but we're on the
Yeah,
very edge of their range and they're extremely rare up here. So I
yeah.
have not had the benefit of seeing one myself, but God, look at those little cuties. They got the little crest. They're so cute. They're so cute.
The little spiky hair, dude.
Mhm. Yeah, like I was saying, you can see there, their purple range, that is their year-round range. They are non-migratory. And yeah, see, they just barely get up into Minnesota there. But yeah, if you're anywhere in the eastern United States, they're gonna be. Although they don't get up to Maine, I guess they don't. I guess they don't like the Maine weather, and
Yeah,
nor do they like the little tip of Florida's dong.
I guess not. No.
And
Granted,
they're like,
I just don't like Florida.
Michigan? Oh, we're in Michigan? Grand Rapids, Muskegon, Detroit, that's fine. The UP? Screw that.
Yeah, they're very selective.
Yeah. Yeah, so Eastern United States, you can find them now. These little guys are only 5.5 to 6.3 inches long, and as you can see, like, over a third of that is their tail. So, it's
Yeah,
a tiny bird. He's a little
they have
tiny
they
bird.
have beautiful tails.
And they got a good wingspan, about 8 to 10 inches. But again, when you see those little birds, their wings, when their wings are out, you're like, oh my god, your wings are so much bigger than we thought you would have.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
weighing only zero point 0.6 to zero point 0.9 ounces. I mean, you barely, one could land on your head, you barely even notice. It's just so little. They're so little. Now,
It's just a little guy.
interesting thing about little birds that you get. So, titmice, finches, warblers, all these little birds, their life expectancy is only about 2.1 years. But here's the thing: if they survive to be a year old, that jumps to like 5 or 6. The oldest on record was 13 years old. The thing is that they have very high infant mortality, and infant mortality brings your average birth rate down quite a bit. It's a tough world out there for a little baby bird. Lots of little animals want to make a snack out of a baby bird. But
Yeah,
so yeah, they can live up to 13 years, but if they make it 2.1, they're doing pretty good. And obviously, they're a passerine, and they're in the Paridae family. The Paridae family is most commonly known as tits. It's the tit family. But yeah,
funny.
there's basically two kinds of tits in the United States. We got the titmouse, which is the crested titmouse, the
Missed me.
tufted titmouse. There's a couple other things, titmouse, and then almost all the rest of the North American tits are referred to as chickadees. So they're very closely related to chickadees in the same family, but in a different genus. And yeah, they're these cute little guys doing their thing.
Yeah, just little guys.
So these little guys usually have 5 to 8 eggs per clutch, and usually 2 clutches per year. So they're having between 10 to 16 babies a year. So it's just like, well, with so many
And
of them dying, it's like, yeah, they'll have 10 to 16 a year, and probably only 25% of them are gonna live to the next season. So uh, they kind of do the let's just have lots of babies and hope it turns out okay for us. And when the eggs are laid, only the females are going to be incubating the eggs, but the males will, the daddy's going to hang around and warn of predators and protect best he can. Unfortunately, something much bigger and stronger comes after him. There's only so much a little guy can do. Um,
right, right. But I respect the hustle.
yeah. But once the babies are born, the dad is going to help bring food for the little chicks. So good dads, good dads. They're usually monogamous for a season, and then next year they're gonna find a different mate. So monogamous for a
Yeah.
year, and then after that they're just like, hey, I gotta go sow my wild oats, and they do like oats. I think, I don't know, but they tend to build their nests in like holes and crevices. So sometimes like a woodpecker will like dig into a tree and make like a hole in it, and then like next year the titmouse will be like, dibs. And but human-made birdhouses, the nice enclosure. The thing is, the titmice, they like to nest in enclosures. They don't like an open nest just out in the air. They like nice cozy enclosures, which makes sense. Safe place for the babies. They are omnivorous. They like to eat both seeds and nuts but also little buggies. I like to eat the little buggies. So in
Little
terms of
buggy.
like, are they a pest for farmers? Well, they can keep your insects away, but they might also eat some of your grain. So it's a give or take. But one of the
Little
interesting
organisms.
things is that siblings will stick around with their parents for a while. And if the parents are like, you have that first clutch, maybe you'll have that in like April, and then in late May, they'll have a second clutch. Well, the babies born in that first clutch will help raise their little brothers and sisters and bring them
That's
some
so
food.
cute.
And yeah. So
Nice.
it's always kind of nice to do that. It's been seen that like one born in the second clutch will stick around and help the next spring with their parents, but that's a lot more rare than it's far more common that when you have two clutches in a season, the first clutch is helping raise the second clutch because it's just all about time. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
neat that they do that. I like when siblings help out. Crows
Here.
do that, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So well, you may wonder what they sound like. Well, this is what they sound like.
I love that sound.
They have a wonderful little call. God, they're so cute. I love their coloration, the white and gray with just that little bit of orange under their wings.
Oh, so beautiful.
And you notice that there's quite a bit of diversity in their song. You're getting similar sounds, but they have different songs that they sing.
Yeah.
That's all. So, they have certain calls that are warnings of predators. They have calls that are, hey, baby, you want to have my babies? They got calls for just like, hey, I found food over here. It's just like, yeah, they've got different unique calls depending on what they're, yeah. I think most of the calls you're hearing is, hey, there's some asshole pointing this weird camera at me.
Makes sense. God, I love them
Yeah.
so much. So
Yeah.
so cute.
So much. So cute. All right. We love them. They're such cuties. But yeah, one of the things that they have kind of the ability to throw their voice. So when like they think there's a predator around, they'll tweet in a way that'll make it sound like the sound is like going away from the place, almost like a Doppler effect type thing. Like they're,
Yeah.
it'll sound like the bird is flying away from you, even though he's standing still, and it can be used to confuse predators and people who just want to take a picture. But yeah, it's kind of neat that they do that. Now, another interesting behavior is like there's a behavior that you see in some birds, like especially in like parrots, where they'll hold their food in one talon and then like eat it out of their hand. But that's almost never seen in passerines. But these guys do it. It's very rare for little small songbirds to do that behavior. But tufted titmice, they don't care about societal norms. They're gonna hold a seed. Maybe they find a sunflower seed. They'll hold it in there and pry it open and get the little good part in the inside. Yeah, they'll do that. That's neat. And during the wintertime, they do very much love other little birds. They kind of have a big parties with chickadees, nuthatches, finches, other kind of small birds. They tend to flock up all together in the wintertime. helps keep each other warm, helps them forage better for food. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. You know, that's its own thing. The mixed species flocks in the wintertime, and they're when they're one of the little bird species that does that. I like it. I think it's cute. And
Yeah.
now these are ones that you will see them in suburban and urban areas, but they tend to prefer more forested areas, especially forested areas with water. So if you got like a lake in the woods, oh, they love that. They love that. They're gonna hang around that. That's their favorite spot to be. But yeah, they'll be spread out just about anywhere. But that is where you're gonna see the highest populations of them. Which is, I don't understand why they don't like northern Minnesota. Probably because it gets too cold. But come on, we got
Maybe.
woods. We got nothing but woods and lakes up here. Come on, titmice, come up here. I want to get pictures of you. But yeah, the interesting thing is that they don't technically migrate, but they've been known to fly up to 125 miles away from their home to find food in the wintertime. Because, you know, maybe it's cold. Maybe there's no bugs.
It's
Maybe
cold.
there's... You gotta go where the buffet's at, people. And, but yeah, like I was saying, that they're very social birds. They like to live in flocks with each other. Even when they're nesting, you know, they kind of have their own territory, but they tend to stay pretty near other tufted titmice because, you know, they very much are susceptible to predators, and if they can warn each other as a community, that's better survival for all of them. You know, makes sense. Stick with your buddies. It's how you live. It's a dangerous world for little birds out there.
Okay.
But yeah, unfortunately, they're not really an iconic bird. They're not a state bird of anywhere. They're not like on anyone's coat of arms. You're not gonna see a sports team called the Tufted Titmice, but
I
that's
would love
okay.
that. I'm gonna start my own sports team.
Yeah. But my final thoughts are, I mean, come on. How many times am I going to do this on Bird of the Day? They're a small, cute little passerine bird. I love them. I put them all into my category of sweet little cuties. And these very much are sweet little cuties. We love them. We love them. They're popular in female fantasy. Not kind of titmite. Come on, Hasio. Get your mind out of the gutter. Mind out of the gutter, Hasio. Yeah, we love these little fellas. You love them too, obviously, Rev. Because you suggested them.
They're like awesome. So awesome, so cool.
They're pretty great. Yeah. I hope I get to see one sometime in person. But yeah, there's lots of great videos on them on YouTube and lots of extra information out there. So, but yeah, we're going to call this Bird of the Day done because what more can we say about the Tufted Titmouse? Sweet little cutie. But anyway,
cutie.
Let's get back because we got one more game to play.
Oh, we do, don't we? I like games.